G'day and welcome to Wakey Wakey Eggs and Bakey. I'm CJ and today I'm going to show you how I like to cook eggs and bacon. Today, after spending morning on the mountain here in Hakuba Valley, I've decided I'm going to make one of my favourite egg and bacon types of meals, and that is egg and bacon sandwich. So let's get on with it. Pan goes on the heat and I've got some rashers of bacon I got at the local supermarket. You'll note that these are square type of rashers, and I find that in the Japanese bacon with these ones, it has a bit of a sweeter taste to it, just slightly honey or something that they've put in there. I'm going to put at least 3 or 4 rashers of bacon in a pan, and we'll get them sizzling. And then going to get some bread, a bit of white bread. I prefer just white bread, soft white bread. A lot of people like to toast their bread for a sandwich. Today I'm not doing that. I like to have the savoury of the bacon, the fatty yolky taste of the egg run through with the sweetness of the bread and a bit of tomato sauce or ketchup depending on where you're coming from. So, knife, and what we'll do is while the bacon is in there cooking away, I'm going to butter some bread. Buttering bread is fairly straightforward, especially if it's soft. Just smear a thin layer on. And go out right out to the corners, otherwise you're just going to have dry bread. So get the butter out to the corners. You can use avocado if you wanted to use avocado with a bit of salt and pepper. That's always a nice touch for a bit of a sandwich. So there you go, we're away in the cooking. We'll need an egg or two. I haven't decided if I'm going to use 1 or 2 eggs. I'm going to see. These are slightly smaller eggs that I've got locally at the supermarket, and it may be the case that they won't fill the whole of the bread. I'll find out in due course. So while the bacon is cooking, I can tell you that I'm lucky to stay here at my friend's place here called the Cow Ski Lodge here in Hakuba. It's in the early phases and just prior to renovation, so it's a great opportunity to check what the boys are about to do with this place over the next 12 or so months by checking the link below, and that will drop with the Cow YouTube site. And it looks like friends of mine who've been snowboarding for 30 years or more are fulfilling and realising one of their dreams, which is to have a lodge and to make it a home away from home. And so yeah, check that out. Anyway, so the bacon's cooking. For this type of sandwich, I really like to have a crunchier bacon. Get that crispiness into the sandwich. There's enough softness in the bread, and then the gravy from the runny yolk. And so let's get that cooking. I'm going to put an egg in there, and I'm using the fat from. Is that going to be enough? I'm going to put 2 eggs in. And I'm going to keep it close together. So, I'm using the fat runoff from the bacon to help lubricate the Teflon in that non-stick pan, and that'll help cook that up. So you can see a fair amount of egg and bacon cooking on in there. And that's coming along. And so it's been amazing to be riding out here in Hakuba Valley. There's a number of resorts or ski resorts you can come to ski, hike or snowboard. We're in the northwest corner of the Nagano prefecture, and you may recall Nagano was the site of the 1998 Winter Olympics. I'm sure the competitors would have done a lot better, or most of them. They've just had their egg and bacon sandwiches. It's all I know. Let's get that cooking. I've got that and that and that. I'm going to put a lid You can see there that the bottom of the egg is cooking quite nicely, but the top is finding itself to be a bit raw still, so I'm going to put a lid on that and to try and keep that heat in to cook the top of the eggs particularly. While I'm here, I'll get a bit of tomato sauce, and don't want too much. Oh, some people might like a lot of this. I don't like too much of this. I just like a little bit. See there? And again, just enough to put a bit of a coating over the butter. You could have it without butter if you wanted, but I think then the tomato sauce just absorbs into the bread. So there's your tomato sauce. There's our bacon, and it's looking pretty much ready to come out. I'm going to strain excess oil off of the bacon. Let's tighten this up a little bit. Okay, I want that one. So let's get that out of there. Here's the bacon. You can see it's getting a little bit crunchy on the bottom. Let it strain a little bit, and those eggs are almost ready, so I'm going to put the bacon there, and these eggs I'm going to turn the heat off because the heat from the gas here is quite aggressive and it's going to burn the bottom of the egg before it cooks the top. So moderate your heat in cooking your eggs. And I'm just going to drain that. It's like I need another camera to give me hands free. So let's put this bacon across the bread like that. Well, you can see there's a nice crunchy bit of bacon there. Now, please excuse fingers, they are clean. I'm the only one eating it. I've washed them thoroughly before I started cooking, and I'm not cooking for anyone else, so please excuse my fingers while I'm just manhandling my food. But I enjoy it. Get the feel of the food. And then I'll wash them again later before I start smearing it all over my keyboard or something like that. Alright. So, I'm going to say those eggs are almost done. You can see they're still a bit jelly-like on the top. So I'm going to take the risk of doing this one-handed and flip them over. You can see the bottom of the egg there. It's getting a bit cooked, so I had to kind of stop it. Otherwise it just would have been crunchy and hard on the bottom, and we don't really want that. Now I've got to hope that I haven't gone too far to split. Well, I think we'll be alright. Because I still want the runny egg. Because that's part of the gravy. So now what we'll do is get that over there. A bit overcooked, but that's okay. There's still plenty of yolk before I pierce it too far in there. And you can see from that why I've put 2 eggs on this today. It doesn't cover the whole sandwich. And put that on there. Pick that up. And because I know it's going to run when I cut it, I'm going to just, well, see if we can't get that in shot this way. I'm just going to cut it and allow all of that egg yolk. You can see there the egg yolk run and go in with the bacon and the bread, and that is going to make a delightful egg and bacon sandwich. You could put a little bit of salt and pepper on if you wanted. I didn't particularly want to have too much salt, pepper on this. I Enough salt in the bacon, even though I say it's a bit sweet. And that is egg and bacon sandwich, one of my favourites. What would I have to drink with this one? Well, because I've been on the hill and it's the day off, I'm going to have my can of Sapporo. You'll be surprised how the nice brewed flavours of certain beers can go very well with the savoury and the fats and the sweet carbohydrate pastries of the bread. So, kampai from Hakuba, and remember, everything tastes better with eggs and bacon. See you next time.
Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. I'm so glad you could stop on by.
So good.